Okay.
The beep is on. Oof, which one? The fourth time.
Okay.
Okay, hi Tim, how are you?
Good.
It's the fourth time, okay. Can you tell me, you have been here a couple of times now, not a couple of, 4 times
Four
really.
times,
Yeah.
yes.
So for the viewers that have not seen you before, can you tell me why you contacted me the first time?
Okay, my initial problem was pain in my ankle. Just a low-level pain that I've had for 7 or 8 years. Not a lot of pain, but enough to stop me sleeping. So very, very aggravating. So for a long time I just alleviated it with just a bandage, but yeah, very fed up with it. So my girlfriend was recommended to you. I saw the results you're getting with her. Quite amazing results considering the history of what's happened with her and her back. So that encouraged me to come and see you. So I came along, watched you with her.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then read the book. And the book made a lot of sense.
What book did you read?
The
Health Promotion, maybe?
That's the one, yeah. So learning about how the pain is not necessarily where the issue is and it's a result of compensation. So it made a lot of sense in my head. So it was, yes, I want to try this, and actually I want to learn about this as well. Because I have quite a lot of training in psychological interventions, but I have no physical intervention I can use with people, and a lack of knowledge there. So it's useful for me to learn this.
So it seems that you have 2 goals here. To fix your ankle and to learn something new.
I always want to learn something new.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your new knowledge? It's a big question, maybe.
It's a big question. I want to see where it takes me. But I'm very much a believer that, you know, a client doesn't come to me and say, "I'm broken, fix me." You know, the healing process is in the individual. The healer or the guide you go to, is that a guide? Somebody whose knowledge will show you what route to take to allow you to heal yourself.
Fantastic.
That's the way I look at things. So, but for me, in the way my mind works as well, I like to know the how and the why and have background knowledge.
It's like reading a book and listening to Peter Gaski. He talks that way too.
And it fits in so well with the other things that I've learned.
So being responsible is important for you. Take charge. Being there.
Yes. I think if you go to somebody and saying, "Yeah, I'm broken, fix me," you're being a victim. It's not the right way to do it.
Yeah, it's nice to hear you say that.
But if you're going to somebody and saying, you know, "You have this knowledge, you can help me, show me what to do," that's a very, very different approach.
Did that mean that you would not go to any other therapist and get treatment for your ankle? Because you haven't done that.
I wouldn't go to a doctor. It's funny, I've never really liked doctors in my life. Again,
So you have never been with your ankle, you've never gone to the doctor with your ankle?
No.
And no other therapist as well?
No physical therapy of any sort.
What kind of therapist?
We've done a bit of NLP and things like that on it, trying to find out a bit of information. Yes, which seems to fit, but nothing has really helped until now.
The same NLP as Tony Robbins too, or?
NLP is NLP.
Well, because I think there are 2 different directions.
All comes from the same place with Bandler and Ian Tabb, the people who started it. So yeah, I've trained in that to a degree.
Okay. When did the ankle pain start?
I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago.
7 or 8 years ago, yeah.
But as we were talking earlier, I did connect it to something that happened when I was 18, I think.
18?
Yeah, I reversed. It's what's called a pallet truck for moving heavy weights. I didn't know how to use it, and I pushed the wrong button and reversed it up over my toes onto my ankle. And it probably weighed, I don't know, best part of 1,000 kilos. It's a lot of weight. That's the only trauma I can remember to my right ankle.
So you got the weight on the wheels on top of your foot.
Yeah, right up to it. Because it was trying to climb up my foot. It was electric powered.
Did anything break or fracture? Or?
No, not that I know of. I was limping for a few days. So I just got on with life. I didn't go and see a doctor.
And there was no visible things with your ankle to see?
Bit of bruising.
But nothing
so
else?
I just wrapped it up in a bandage and got on with things.
No bones that
Not that I know of.
stood in the wrong direction or nothing? Okay. You used a bandage to...
Yes, just a pressure bandage.
To get the compression?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everything turned out okay after a week or so?
Fine for the next 30.
Fantastic. After 1,000 kilos?
Yeah.
Yeah. You must have a really strong ankle. I think so, yeah. And then you got the pain back after 7 or 8 years?
It's about 7, 8 years ago it started to come back slowly.
Do you know what happened? The reason why?
I've got no idea why it started to come back.
I also know that you have the diabetes.
Yes.
When did you get the diagnosis?
That was 10, nearly 11 years ago now.
10 or 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ankle pain started a bit later after that. What did you do when you got the diagnosis from the doctors about your diabetes?
What did I do?
Or what did you do? Did you not do?
I think I went through the usual process of anger, denial, all of those.
But did your life change in any way?
I didn't allow it to. I kept on with what I was doing and started trying to find out as much as I could about the whole subject. And I found out that along with a lot of medical things, it's all about beliefs. And there are very different beliefs about diabetes in different parts of the world. And in some places they believe it's curable, and in other places they don't. So I've started looking where they believe it's curable.
Okay.
So I'm learning a lot there as well.
It's good to be positive. But as you know and I know, the Western medicine thinks that you can change that. But that's another subject.
That's another subject.
But how did getting the diabetes change your life? Did you do the same things, or did you stop doing those things?
It changed things physically because my work was a lot of physical work, climbing on stages, moving lots of heavy weights, and then suddenly that stopped. And for about 6 months I did very little.
Very little, yeah, okay.
And it felt like a shock. I remember I felt I'd lost my fitness. And that was more of a shock than the diagnosis or anything else. And for years I've been looking for a way back to that. And it's like, I say fitness, it was like my body had lost its flexibility and energy, obviously, and balance. Flexibility and balance seem to be.
Did you stop moving around, or did you?
I think for about 6 months I lay on a couch and watched television.
Because of the shock?
Probably, yes. It affected me on a lot of different levels.
And then you felt your body was, your muscle system and your body was changing.
Yeah, I felt it had changed.
Yeah.
So my journey since then has been to get back to how I was before then. And it's energy, flexibility and balance. Those two words feel important.
How is your motivation in doing exercises?
Depends on the exercise. I find the Egoscue excellent for me because certainly things like the static back, exercises like that, I can combine it with visualization that I do, listening to music, and I find that almost, what's the word? it's like a meditation.
Like in a bubble?
Yeah, but it's a process of meditation for me, that type of exercise, so that's very good. Other exercises, I'm starting to feel my muscles and my bones moving, and I've never really been aware of that before, so that's very interesting.
Do you feel your limitations, or?
Some of them, yes.
Some of them.
Hip crossover I can do perfectly in one direction, I can't do it at all in the other, which is interesting. I want to talk to you about that.
Why do you think it's like that?
I think maybe my left side has been compensating for my right. My issues seem to be right ankle, right shoulder and left hip. That's where I'm feeling it. But what I have noticed through doing these exercises is just showing me where the problems are. That it has shown me pains and stiffness in muscles that I was completely unaware of. I just didn't know the issue was there, presumably because I was compensating, so I'd never noticed it.
So what you are saying is that when getting the trauma on your ankle, you started to move in another way, or you started to use your left side more than your right side?
Quite possibly, yes.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
But not you was not aware of that at the time being now. So you feel a stiffness in your left side. That is your weight-bearing side. The side that is doing the most of the job.
My left hip and thigh, I feel stiffness in there. Yes.
And that's the reason why it's difficult for you to make the rotation in the hip crossover stretch.
Okay. But I think it's really interesting that the way these exercises have started to show me my body in a way. I was just not aware how, for instance, the shoulder blade movements, I was completely unaware of that. Now I can relate to it.
Yeah.
And it's showing me parts of my body that I was completely unaware of.
Yeah, and the stability in your shoulder blades affects your hip again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you noticed that when you, the third time you came, you did the gait with your hands behind your head. Can you recall what you
I just remember in that one session how the first time we did the gait I felt quite out of balance and it was almost difficult, and then towards the end when we repeated that it was quite profound, the change.
Yeah, completely different. Yeah.
Really felt I was getting my balance back.
Yeah, and I saw the stability in your right ankle was completely different. Yeah, when doing hands behind your head.
Yeah.
Fantastic. First time you came, you only wanted to do like 50 minutes a day with exercises. But the last menu was longer. I made you a longer menu.
Yes.
Because you told me it was okay to get a longer menu.
Yeah.
Why did you change your meaning?
I found out that 15 minutes wasn't enough. And was quite happy to do more. Yeah,
quite happy?
Yeah. At first it felt a bit of an imposition to have to set aside time to do exercises. But I found it's enjoyable to get on with these exercises, listen to music at the same time, and meditate through them. It's enjoyable.
Fantastic. The first time I see you, I saw you climbing the steps outside, and it looked heavy.
It was.
It looked heavy.
Yeah.
How is it these days to walk the steps?
Well, I still remember the first time I saw you at the end of that 1.5 hours. I wanted to walk all the way home. Yeah, when I got here, it was hard work to just walk up the steps.
What do you think about that? Because you have not done that much. You have done a little of exercises, and you see the big change in the results.
Yeah.
Being able to do stuff that you couldn't do earlier on. What do you think about these changes?
It's almost like my body had been reminded that it could do things it had forgotten how to do. And that was nice. My body wanted to do them. Yeah. So I wanted to walk all the way back home.
So we can call the exercises reminders. Reminders for the body to do things.
Yeah, that fits.
I think we are out of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, I think it's okay.